video entitled Dream. And that's what it is. Basically, I want to talk with you about my dream and just a lot of goals that I have and also a lot of things. And if you hear the iPad ring, Bella is probably going to FaceTime me. Her mom said she was going to have her. And Sam, you need to cooperate and lay down. I ordered something. I ordered an aerialist thing. So, for those who don't know what that is, it basically, you see look it up, look up an aerialist. I'm going to explain what it is. It's a giant thing that hangs from the ceiling, and it's an aerialist hammock. Sam, you can be quiet. I ordered an aerialist hammock. And you basically do a lot of flexibility, a lot of tricks in the air. One of my biggest dreams is to be a well-rounded dancer. I never want to be a one-trick pony. I want to be able for someone to come up and ask me to do lyrical. I want to be able to do it. Ballet, be able to do it. Hip-hop, want to be able to do it. Contemporary, want to do it. Be able to do it. Tap, modern jazz, any style. Acro, aerialist. I want to be able to do it all. And that comes with a lot of work, especially since the toy is probably not the best one to have in here. So I'm going to toss them out. Get it. Come on. Got him out. With that comes a lot of work since I didn't grow up with the dance. And I didn't take my first dance class until I was 11, almost 12. And that was just basic ballet, a little bit of modern jazz, tap, and leaps and turns. Leaps and turns were one of my favorites. And it was my favorite problem. Because, it was my favorite for two reasons. First off, I was really good at it, which wasn't why, but ultimately that did play into. Second off, I love to leap around, turn, and with leaps and turns, and I love leaping, I love turning, jumping, all of that. I love all of that. It was just fun, but also that it was something that I could almost kind of I could be a good demonstrator, that makes sense. So I could demonstrate what we were doing, and it would turn out a lot better than someone who didn't know. So I could demonstrate it to show everyone else, this is what we're doing. And then it wasn't to be braggy or anything, but also at the same time. yeah, so like it wasn't to be braggy, because I always been the person that if I'm given the opportunity to lead and like show people different things, if I know how to do it, I'm most likely gonna do it. It depends on the case. So yeah, that was something, and so then I was thinking the other day, we also did put money into merch, or like it's set aside for merch, if I mean. But yeah, so like my first dance class, like that was my favorite. And another thing that I really liked was I really liked ballet. That was a lot of fun because we used the ballet bar, and it was fun because I am the type that I like when there's a right and a wrong to something. When there's a right and there's a wrong, is what I like it. And with ballet, it's very precise. So there's no, like, it's very much one move, you do it that way, and that's it, or else it doesn't look good. And so with ballet, it's very precise, and it's like a big, there's a right and there's a wrong. And so that was fun. Also, it was kind of challenging because there's a right and there's a wrong. And so for me, that was fun. Because I being put to a challenge, like flexibility. And at first, I was so annoyed. And even now, I'm still kind of annoyed that I'm like not naturally flexible. But at the same time, I'm kind of happy because it gives me a challenge and it gives me something to work hard at. Tap was my least favorite. I hated tap. It wasn't that I like hated it because of like the style. No, because I love the look of tap. Like tap is fun. I didn't like it because of the fact that I was so terrified of slipping. Because we actually, so the first time I ever did tap in tap shoes, because I took dance class for like 6 months before I well, for a while before I actually got ballet shoes and tap shoes. And so I was just doing it in my bare foot, but still learning kind of the movements. Well, the first time I wore tap shoes for a dance class, it was on a gym floor. And I slipped and fell. I slipped and fell that time. And then, like, cause I wore the tap shoes before then, but that was on carpet, just to make sure they fit. And also, I tried them on in Target to make sure they fit. But I didn't get up, I didn't walk in them or anything. Also, the section that they were in had carpet, so like, I tried them on in my bedroom. And like, so basically, and this other girl, she slipped, so like, she slipped and fell, but not on the gym floor, shockingly, but like, in our main room, because we were at a civic center, so our room that we would usually use if meetings were going on, they would use that room for meetings, and we would get moved to the gym, which was a very bad decision, I feel like, because again, I slipped and fell in tap shoe. Like, that gym floor was really slippery. Like, just in my everyday ballet slippers, that turning on that floor was horrendous. Like, no, I feel like that day I held back a lot on my actual dancing because I was so worried about slipping and falling and stuff. Because it was really slippery, and I'm shocked no one else slipped, to be honest. Kind of embarrassing, but like, it makes sense. If you're a dancer and you dance, or someone that danced on the gym floor, especially in tap shoes, you'll understand where I'm coming from. But the reason I didn't start dancing until that time was because I grew up not really having a thing, if that makes sense. And I grew up not knowing what I want my thing to be. Well, ultimately, not true. I wanted to be a gymnast, and that dream kind of stayed on me for a few years. And by a few years, I mean until I was like 9 years old. And I could never be a gymnast, though, because I have on roller grants. It's very dangerous. It's very risky. Mm. But also, like, that was kind of a big thing. And I'm glad that that never happened. I'm actually really happy that dream never happened. And, like, me before I was 9 years old, would have been so upset. And like, I truly was upset because that's all I wanted. But then it also, the reason I'm happy that that never happened, it wasn't what I really wanted. And that means at the time I thought it was cool, but now I like started focusing more lately on what I want to do in my future. Like, where does my future take me? And I honestly feel like once I get to an age to where like I can't perform anymore, like I'm talking like 80, 90 years old, I feel like by that point I'll open up a dance studio. That's honestly true. Because then it's like fun and it's like unique. But yeah. So like for me, it definitely takes a lot of work. But also like, like my parents never want to push me in something if I didn't want it, if that makes sense. Which is how it should be. I feel like definitely when I get older and I have kids, if I have a girl, I'm definitely putting her in dance at like age 2. Like, I'm gonna get her started. I will never force her to take dance. I will wait until I'll put her in dance and make her go until she starts getting a little bit older, like 5, 6. And then if she doesn't want to do dance, and she truly has said it multiple times, I'll let her, like, quit. I just want her to, like, experience it. That's kind of how I am with Bella. I never want Bella to do dance because I want her to do dance. Although I think she would be really good at it. And she could go out and try out for a competition dancing in like 2 days and make it because of her flexibility. But I want her to do dance. I want her to try dance, is what I'm saying. And try it to see if she likes it. And if she doesn't like it, I'm more than happy when she says I'm not doing it anymore. But I want her to try it, experience it, see if she likes it. Because for me, when I started dancing at age 11, almost 12, I loved it. Like, I literally loved it. I definitely a lot that has inspired my dancing is my old dance teacher, or like, she's not old, but like, like, I, like, my first ever dance teacher. I'll put it that way. That sounds better. She inspired me a lot. Her daughter inspired me a lot. Her daughter was like professional dancer already, so like she just kind of inspired me a lot. Um, Dance moms inspire me. I learned a lot from dance moms. And Abby Lee Miller. Like, my mom doesn't like Abby Lee Miller. At first she didn't, like, at first she hated her, and I had an actual talk with her about that today. And when she didn't like her because she saw, like, dance moms and never really liked her and all this stuff. But then once I explained that actually Abby's the type of dance teacher that I like. I don't like the dance teacher that's gonna nicely tell me to point my foot and then move on and not fix the correction after I made the mistake again. Oh no, I'll fix it first try, but like, yeah. That's not what I like. I like the person that's gonna scream at me, tell me everything I'm doing wrong. And personally, only is gonna get mad when I don't fix it. That's what I like. I like a tough teacher. Or because if you can't handle a tough teacher, why are you dancing? Yeah. That's like a big thing. And so, like, dance moms has taught me so much. Like, literally some of the stuff that taught me is to rehearse as much as you possibly can in the time that you have. Because you never know when you're gonna go out on stage. And the second you get there to a competition and start stretching, because you never know when someone else's number is gonna be pulled and you're gonna take their spot. Like, you always gotta be warmed up, ready to go. You gotta be well rehearsed. Another thing is, you never want it to seem like you never. So if you rehearse, let's say you learned to dance and you had 2 days to learn that dance. You gotta go out and make it seem like you had like 6 months to learn that dance. Like, you've been learning that dance for so long that you have it memorized back in your head. And honestly, I can still remember the Sailor Shuffle that I learned in dance class. I can remember a part of one dance. I forget the rest of it though. And I remember a part of another dance from dance class. And then I obviously remember everything on the bar, because the ballet part, we didn't do much. But what little bit we did was like very good. And I remember my leaps and my turns, which for me to even remember a little bit a dance routine is shocking, because this is like next year it will be 5 years. Like, this happened like 4 years ago. Almost 4 years ago. And when I'm closer to 16, it will be 4 years. But like, this was a long time ago. So for me to remember even a little bit of a dance is like shocking. I don't remember our Beauty and the Beast dance at all. That was the thing. We did a Beauty and the Beast dance that I cannot remember for the life of me. I mean, but that was like, definitely unique. But yeah, I want to be the very versatile dancer. Dance mom also taught me, like, I go in knowing that you're the competition, that you don't go in, you don't go in to make friends. You go in to a competition, you gotta be ready, game face on, because you're competing, and you're the enemy. Everyone's there to try to beat you. Like, I learned so much from dance. Now, Abby Lee Miller, I learned a lot from her too. Just in general, I learned not to say, I bet if I was ever on Ask Abby, her podcast, and my goal is to one day be on that and beat the bell. She has an bell, for those who don't know, that anytime you say she rings it, because it's bad to say like when you're, or like at an audition, you never want to say like when you're like in a professional environment, you never want to say I learned that. I also learned and always remember your table manners. Or I grew up learning table manners, so like, but to remember, and if you're out in public, use it, like, I learned that you gotta speak it loud and clear. Like, I learned so much from Abby. Like, so much. I learned never sickle your feet. That was a good one. And always straighten your legs. A basic technique thing. And, like, just from watching her and stuff. I learned always being versatile. That's one that I'm working on. Which is you always want to be the versatile giver. And that's why I ordered off of Amazon an aerialist. It's an aerialist hammock, also known as a dance hammock or a yoga hammock. Because some people use it for yoga. But yeah. And for those who don't know what it is, so look up an aerialist. But I'm going to explain. An aerial is so there's a thing called an aerialist hammock or a dance hammock or a yoga hammock. And you can call it anything out of those three. And one is there are two different types. There's a silky kind, and then there's a kind that's not silky. We ordered a silky kind because I feel like it's a lot longer, it's a lot more comfortable, and I feel like you can do a lot more with it. Like with the other kind, you can kind of do a little bit, but like not as much. Versus with the silky kind, you can basically do so much. And it's a thing that hangs from the ceiling. There is a special type of like pole thing that you can get like set up, but we didn't get that because like we don't need it. And also it would take up more space than just hanging it from the ceiling. Because hanging it from the ceiling just take up a thin amount versus the base would take up like a lot of space. And then you basically do tricks in the air on it. So like you get up in it like a swing, and then there's like all sorts of tricks and stuff that you can do with. And with the silky kind, you can almost use it as like the silk that you see in like performances. Like think of when you go to like we'll say a carnival or the circus. I've been to one circus, and we decide never to go back since I'm terrified of clowns. And luckily that one was a small circus and only had one clown. I think I'm gonna let him back. Come on. Yeah, like there's so much I learned from like like I learned never say you can't. Always say yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. Like, and when you're at an audition, if they ask you to sing, dance, or anything like that, you never say no. You always say yes, and you do it with your head held high. Hello, Sammy. Yeah, you like the lemons. Look, Sam, is that you? Like, there's so much I learned. And at first, Mom was very much against, like, Abby Lee. Like, she very much does not like her teaching styles and all of that. And I literally sat down and told her, I went like, well, I don't know how you don't like her considering she's my type of choreographer. And she's like, why would you want someone screaming at you and like all of this and like, I went like, Sam, okay, you need to sit down. Sit. You need to get a kiss. And then you can go. Aw. Sam, get your head out of there. It's not a place for the Sammy head. Sit. Sit or you're going back out. And you're not coming back in. Sit. 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 Sit or you're going out. Okay, fine. You can say bye-bye to Sammy. He's going to the living room. Okay. But when, yeah, like you see at like those circuses and carnivals and stuff like people like on silks like doing and like tricks in the air and stuff. That's kind of an aerial. There's silks and then there's an aerialist hammock. You with the silky aerialist, you can kind of do that stuff, but it's done like similar, like tricks in the air. It's called an aerialist, and it's really cool. Like when you gotta go for your dream. So when that happened, we're rearranging the room. So I'm taking down the planets. I might keep in that star constellation. Haven't decided. I made a constellation thing that's just a bunch of little stars that make a now. You know, since my name is Wally. And that's not my actual name, that's my nickname and everyone calls me by it. Yeah. Sorry. Had to quickly do some. And I got to quickly. Sorry, I was texting something else. But yeah, I'm gonna be a versatile dancer. Or one day I want to get like a floor, like something balanced. Like I want to, like my room can become a dance studio. We're removing the chair. I know that because I have a black chair and then I have another chair. Both I think need to be removed. And the reasoning why is because of the fact that like the black chair first up takes up a lot of space. A lot of space for sure. Or the other chair is being moved to the classroom because it's gonna be used when Bella comes down or like Skylar, you know? Because it's a little fold up chair, like outdoor fold up chair, and I had it in here because when I first started the setup for the Andy Talks, which I was going to film today, but then I wanted to film this other thing. I don't want to film it, but it kind of was I want you to know. Go watch the video where I announced that I ordered an aerialist hammock thing, but I talk about something and something that happened that was kind of scary, but I was mentally in my mind I knew things were going to be okay and things were going to work out somehow. So I wasn't scared, but it was definitely a serious almost had to call the ambulance situation. Don't worry, go watch the video, I explain it all. Don't worry, I'm fine. My dad's fine. My mom's fine. Something kind of happened with my mom. Go watch the video, and it's not even that serious, but it's definitely kind of serious and scary. But yeah. But I definitely want to be a versatile dancer. Yeah, I want people to be able to, someone to straight up say, hey, can you do this, or can you do that, and I want to be able to do it. Sorry, I'm doing something real. And I want to be able to do it all. So when someone says, hey, can you do hip hop? I want to be able to do hip hop. When someone tells me, oh, can you do ballet? I'm going to be like, yes. Can you do aerialist work? Yeah. I want to do everything. So you gotta follow your dreams. It may take a lot of work, it's going to, but it's well worth it.